round of EU-India FTA. The talks have begun from today in Brussels, wherein EU's ambassador to India says that the negotiations are challenging and that important issues remain to be solved. Let me take it across to Sumita for more details on this.
That's right. It's an important week as far as India's trade negotiations are concerned, given the fact that as far as the India-EU FTA is concerned, the 14th round of trade negotiations for an FTA, they are beginning today in Brussels, wherein an Indian team is visiting Brussels. Well, EU's ambassador to India, Mr. Hervé Delphin, stated over the weekend that negotiations are at the moment challenging and important issues need to be resolved. However, EU is looking forward to a mutually beneficial team. He also stated that the 13th round did not yield expected breakthroughs, and EU was and still is ready to conclude a meaningful package. He also stated that some countries are raising tariffs or otherwise closing their markets. However, we should use FTAs to hedge against uncertainties and strengthen supply chains. Remember, the 13th round of negotiations as far as this particular FTA is concerned, it happened in New Delhi in the month of September, wherein a team from EU, including Trade Commissioner and Agriculture Commissioners, both of them visited India that month. They also met with the Commerce Minister. Overall, EU wants tax reduction in products like wine, spirits, meat, supply chain integration opportunities. And of course, there were discussions that have been held on IPR, customs and trade, SME dispute settlement and competition. But why is this FTA important for India? A, the fact that both the leaders from EU and India have given themselves a deadline of completing this FTA by the end of this year. Secondly, EU accounts for 17% of India's total exports. And of course, this will be good as well to offset any kind of turbulence which might have been created by US's tariffs. And of course, India is not only just negotiating an FTA, but it also adopted a new strategic India-EU agenda. That's one side of the story, because there is another, important FTA talks, set of FTA talks that is going to happen, because Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal is visiting Qatar today and tomorrow. Talks are likely to include deliberations on the proposed Qatar-India FTA, and Qatar and India could perhaps look at finalization of terms of reference for CETA. So India is, of course, looking at diversifying. India is in talks and negotiations with several countries at various stages for striking trade deals, and these two are important ones this week.
All right, thank you, Sumita, for taking us through all those details. But moving on, Tata Capital has completed the allotment of equity shares to anchor investors in its IPO. Now, the sale to anchor investors took place on Friday.